Welcome to the Lock Shop with Nielson and Hustler.
What is up, Lock Shoppers? Welcome to the Lock Shop right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Thank you to everyone for tuning in across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams, edmontonsportstalk.com, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, those watching on YouTube, as well as those listening on podcasts. We thank you very much as well. If you're on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk if you already haven't. And download all of our podcasts, any of our podcasts. I think we do great work here at Edmonton Sports Talk. I may be biased a little bit on that, but I do think we do great work. You can subscribe to all of our podcasts. Every show has their own. And we also have just an Edmonton Sports Talk one where we throw up some certain things like Green and Gold kickoff post-game shows. Just go there. It'd be greatly appreciated if you go and subscribe wherever you get your podcast to all of our shows. Greatly appreciated. Matawanic in for Dusty. He's going to stop by in a few minutes for a few minutes himself just to look at some NFL. Huss is going to join us. We've got... There's hockey to talk about now. I forget. We've got to talk about hockey. I don't know how much hockey we'll get today. There are no games tonight, which does make sense. There's 14 games yesterday. There's 16 games tomorrow, though. You can't. It's going to be hard to have a game being played today. Although, I guess there were teams that did play back-to-back Wednesday to Thursday. I guess you could have maybe had some of that there. But no NHL games today. But we'll talk a little hockey. But we got the NFL to talk about. Look back at yesterday's Giants' big win over the Eagles. Guess maybe a little bit of baseball, though we're going to have to wait for the Jays to get their ALCS going. We'll see what the Mariners and the Tigers do tonight. And we'll talk some CFL as Huss and Dusty, they didn't get to that yesterday. We'll get to the CFL today. And looking at the weekend up ahead for the CFL, which is week 19, I believe, of the CFL season. That's what's going on. Play Alberta. Download the app. Visit them, playalberta.ca. Go to EST Specials. That's where we'll put up a Lock Shop partner parlays in there. Jay's play of the day will go up there. Yesterday, if you got in there, like, look, sometimes we just throw things up in there. And EST Afternoons, out of nowhere, they came up with a parlay, and a couple of, not all of us here have access to the Play Alberta crew to throw our bets up there. I'm one of them that does, so I heard them doing this. I say, hey, you boys, you want me to throw this up in the specials? They did. They threw a Matthew Schaefer point, a Sidney Crosby point, and a Braden Point goal into the mix. They called it the EST Afternoons Crazy Bet. It was boosted to plus 990. It hit. It was a no sweater because it hit after the first period of the two games. Boom. If you go check out EST Specials at Play Alberta, that's the stuff we get. That's the beauty of our partnership with Play Alberta, is we could throw things like that up in there out of nowhere. We could get them boosted. And yesterday, if you rode on that one, Hernan's upset, although he did it right. Because always, if you're going to bet responsibly. He's upset now. He only put $10 on it and he didn't put more. But you want to know something? At a plus 990, you just want to put a little bit on that. $10 works nicely. The account's now a little over $100. They're very happy with that. Casino Dealer J, it sure did in all caps, LOL, in terms of that hitting. We'll build the Lock Shop partner parlay today. What we'll do with that one, Duck Dad, EST Afternoons has to make a parlay every day. Hernan already asked me, he's like, hey, can we put up another one? And I was like, absolutely you can. We'll build a Lock Shop parlay in terms of the NFL. I need to get I have my computer. Actually, can you get me just a sheet of paper, please? I like writing things as opposed to typing things. We'll build a prop play today between Dusty, Huss, and I. We'll build a Lock Shop parlay for the NFL as well between the three of us. And then we'll do a CFL teaser, please. That's what Maverick's asking for. Thank you, sir. We'll do a CFL teaser today as well. We'll tease those games, although right now at Play Alberta, they don't have the Riders and the Argos game up at the moment. I know that was a huge line. So that's what we'll try to get done today, though. A CFL teaser. We'll do Lock Shop parlay for the NFL, and we'll try to build a lock shop player prop parlay as well. So yeah, we got to get to the NFL. We got to get into the CFL. I see him right now. Let's just bring him in. Huss is with us. Huss, how we doing on this Friday?
What up, Matty? Good to talk to you.
Likewise.
Yeah, doing well. We had a fun time last night at the Jets home opener. Kind of got away on the home team there, and then Flurious comeback, just falling 1 goal short. But a great way to kick off the season. And now I'm ready for just a monster sports weekend. I know
huge.
Dusty's calling that Rider Argo game tonight. The Moose home opener. We got game 5 between the Cubs and the Brewers. We got game 5 between the Mariners and the Tigers. And I mean, I can't wait for tomorrow. We got a home game at 12:30 here in Winnipeg.
Sweet. Love those early games.
Probably transition for a little bit of revelry in between. And then a huge game, Winnipeg and Edmonton. Bombers, Elks. Massive implications for both teams in this one. And then, of course, Sunday, full slate of NFL. Chiefs, Lions at night. Blue Jays game 1. Monday is going to be wild too. We got a noon road game against the Islanders. Good Monday nighter, more baseball. I can't wait. This is one of the great sports long weekends of the year.
I also throw out there's European World Cup qualifying that I'm very fascinated about that I'll throw in there. Canada's also got a couple of friendlies that are going on, I think today, or is it tomorroll? I'll have to go double check that. Yeah, I do also need to
the Australia game.
Yeah, and it's sold out. But I do have to, before we bring Dusty in, I have to defend myself on this quickly because he doesn't know the truth behind, I'm just going to say this. He calls me out because I did call out the lock shop earlier this week, but I didn't call out the lock shop. I called out Dusty. Because here's the thing, Ross. This is hashtag justice for the lock shop. I've been on this all week. Yes, Dusty this week cancels a lock shop. He then saves a Stanley Cup prediction for 2 guys. He takes it off of the lock shop. On the show, when I'm doing it with him on Tuesday, he says, I'm going to save my pick for the next show. Well, why not in the lock shop if it's the show of the year? And then he called out the lock shopper saying, well, if this is such a great show, why don't we have 100 likes? Calling out the lock shoppers, the people that are defending the lock shop, that protested for him. That's not a guy who is wanting hashtag justice for the lock shop. That's where I took the shots. I didn't take a shots at the show. I took shots at Dusty for turning his back on those lock shoppers that are there pushing for the justice for the lock shop and to get it for show of the year at the Estes. I need to get that clarified with you before I bring Dusty in and he tries to lie about this.
I appreciate that. It's a clear abuse of power. Clear abuse of power.
Let's bring Dusty in. He's sitting there. Dusty, hashtag justice for the lock shop. Let's do this.
What are we even doing here? Hey, let's just hammer the thumbs up and make some picks. Let's deliver some winners here. Am I right? How about the Giants last night? Holy smokes, that was pretty impressive, man. Jackson Dart seems to be the real deal, doesn't he?
Well, I was one week early with the Cam Scadaboo touchdown prop.
Yeah, missed on that one, didn't you?
Do you see that do you look at that as the Giants ascending? Or do you look at that as the Eagles? Maybe they're in trouble. They have
such a lame answer, Matty, but it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah,
now the Giants are probably. I mean, they're obviously much better off with Dart. We saw Russ get in for a play last night, and they were basically like, "Get Dart back out there now." And then the Eagles have just been rolling for so long now. I mean, they're probably due for a little something like this. So. I mean, I'm not going to all of a sudden say, oh, the Giants are going to be a playoff team, but pretty impressive win, man. That's a big win for them, and kind of felt good for their fan base last night, watching them at home have a chance to cheer for their team. It's been a long time since they had a lot to cheer about, but they've got this awesome young running back and a pretty good young quarterback. They got to be happy right now.
Well, and then you add on to the fact that they had the humiliation of losing to the Saints the week before, and then to come back on a short week and beat up Philly. I'm stunned. And again, I was at the hockey game, so I've just basically seen the highlights. Did they do the tush push 4 straight times in that game?
Yes.
It's over. It's over for the tush push. I think we saw it with the false starts in the Kansas City game, however was talking about it. I I think that might be it. If you're a big tush-push guy, watch every Eagle game for the rest of the year, because I think those 2 votes that they didn't have to be done with that are going to be readily available. But Matt, your point is well taken. I mean, this Philly team, I was on Denver last week. I didn't think that they'd win outright, but they did. Philly has been giving up a ton, and the offense is just not where we expect it to be right now. I'm kind of shocking the way that they, especially after they came back after that early deficit and got the lead, the way the Giants just owned that second half right now. But Sirianni's got some issues on his hands right now. Maybe this is a Super Bowl hangover. I'm not sure, but this team does not look anything resembling the team that steamrolled through the rest of the league last year on the way to the Lombardi.
Okay, we got to build 2 lock shop parlays, touchdown prop, as well as a game each. We'll build something there. But quickly, Dusty, in like 30, 45 seconds, concern on LeBron missing the start of the season.
I mean, who hasn't dealt with the sciatica? All right, this is no big deal. You know what it is? It's a long play, man. It's a little bit of extra rest for when they go and win a title in year 23. Like, I'm not. Now, with that being said, he's been there for every other season opener in first 22 years. So not ideal, but they got a good enough team to get off to a decent start without him, and then it'll be a nice little addition when he comes back.
Okay, let's get into this. Dusty, since we have less time with you here on the show, where do you want to start when you look at some of your best bets for this weekend in the National Football League?
Some bigger numbers on the board this week. That I think you could take advantage of if you want. I'm actually going to be on one of the bigger favorites. So maybe, I'll start there. I'll start with the Rams -7.5 going up against the Ravens. The Ravens have nothing going for them right now, like nothing. And on top of it, now they're getting a little bit healthier defensively, but still not even remotely close to where they should be. And you know what the Ravens have, and Matty, you would know this, they have a bye week looming.
Yeah.
Tell me why the Baltimore Ravens are going to be really in on this game at all, man. I don't think it's crazy to think that they're just like limping towards this bye week, get to the bye week, come back and try to save the season. I know it's a big number. I'd like it on the other side of 7, but we've seen the Rams offense so far this year. For the most part, it's been pretty damn good. I like Nakua for a touchdown this week, and I think the Rams are going to go in there and walk all over the Ravens like everybody pretty much has. Think about how bad the Ravens defense has been and how good the Rams offense can be at times. So it's a big number, but I'll start the week with the Rams -7.
They gave up 44 at home to Houston last week, and it's not like they're getting everybody coming back right now. I mean, that was just an absolute mismatch. It pretty hard to believe in the Ravens, even as a big home dog right now after what's happened so far. And just to that point, I mean, I would say the reason why they'll be in on this game is that they're going to be 1-5 if they lose. Problem is, with the guys that they have available right now, it's just not even close to being on par to make that happen. So,
and I'll say, just from a Ravens perspective, as a Ravens fan, like, it's one, you look at the rest of the schedule, it's there. The path for the playoffs is there for the Ravens. It's not any hard schedule by any means. They come back from the bye with the Bears. They get the Dolphins, the Vikings, the Browns, the Jets, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Pats, Packers, and Steelers. Like, the toughest part of their schedule they are going through right now. Make sure that when you come back and you are taking on the Chicago Bears on October 26th, you are as healthy as possible. Like, that's where you don't want to risk anything. That's why, I bet if the bye week was much later, there might be a chance Lamar Jackson's playing this week. They're trying to get him back out there. But
they're mentally checked out for this game. Right? Get to the bye week, move on.
And then come back, rattle off massive amount of victories that, we know that the Ravens are capable of. Hopefully that defense could solidify things, outside of the Browns win where they gave up 17 points. They haven't given up less than 37 points. It's not a recipe for success, but hopefully they can figure those things out. And last year they started off pretty poor defensively and then figured it out. But I think that's part of this too, is that it's okay. Make sure the goal is not to get the win as much on the scoreboard. It's to get the win on the injury report, so that when they come back from the bye week, they could go salvage their season, because that schedule says, we could pick up some victories.
Just so I think before I get into this pick, a quick note. I was just looking this up right now. Despite being 1-4 and staring 1-5 in the face, the Ravens are still -105 to win the AFC North. So just think about that. That is a lot to do with their schedule.
For the North is something else.
That is a lot to do with the other teams. in it. You know what? I'll hit an NFC North matchup with my first pick. I'm going to take Cleveland +6 in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Listen, I know Joe Flacco's gone, but I mean, there was no downgrade. I mean, Flacco was getting absolutely nothing done. He's got absolutely no mobility. Dylan Gabriel does have a little bit, very, very mid quarterback, but this is a bet on the Cleveland defense. The Cleveland defense has been absolutely lights out this year. And listen, even when Cleveland is not, is one of a bottom dweller, we often see them rise to the occasion in these divisional games. Pittsburgh's coming off the bye, but also a trip to Europe. I think their offense is still really a work in progress. And listen, regardless of who's playing quarterback and what the Browns do offensively, I think this defense keeps them in the game and keeps this to a one-score game. So in the division, with the defense playing the way they are, I'm more than happy to take 6 points with the Cleveland Browns.
All right, I'm gonna go Dallas Cowboys -3.5. Panthers have had obviously a bit of an up and down campaign so far. Ran the ball very well last week. A little bit more of a difficult test against the Cowboys defense. But the Dallas Cowboys, regardless of what we think of them, have the 4th highest scoring offense in the league. Like, Dak Prescott is actually playing pretty well right now, even without CeeDee Lamb. So I could see this roller coaster season for Carolina continuing, going from a high down to a low here right now. Can they keep pace with the Dallas Cowboys hanging 30 on them here? I don't think so. So, I mean, I think Carolina's going to have some games along the way where, things do go their way. I don't think this is one of them. So I'm going to stay with Dak, who's playing. I mean, he's going to get hurt here at some point. He always does. But he's playing relatively well so far to start the season. So I'm going to take Dallas -3.5 on the road in Carolina as my second pick.
Actually, that line's down to 3 right now.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's moved to 3. It's moved to 3.
Okay, yeah, I saw it at 3.5 about an hour ago.
Even better. So Dallas -3. I'm going to take another home dog. Well, I guess Cleveland wasn't a home dog. They're a road dog. But I am going to take a home dog. Miami +4 at home against the Chargers. And this is, make no mistake, this is not, I kind of believe in Miami. They're frisky. They're coming around. This is the fact that the Chargers are in crisis right now. And it all starts in the offensive line. And listen, when they missed and lost Rashawn Slater for the year, we knew that was going to be problematic. But the good thing was, at least they spent their first-round pick last year on that road grader, Joe Alt. Well, he's out now too. And it has just compounded the issues right now. And then you add in, Omarion Hampton's out too, if I'm not mistaken, right, Dusty?
Yeah, he's out. He's on the IR. He's missed 4 games.
So Omarion Hampton's out. So this is all going to be Herbert. Listen, I think Herbert at times is going to be like, I don't mind Herbert rushing props this week. I think he'll be kind of looking like Mahomes was in the first couple of weeks of the season, where he didn't really have a lot to work with, and it's all going to be on his shoulders. But listen, to cover 4 points, as depleted as they are, against a hungry Miami team playing at home, I think this is going to be a tight game, 3 points either way. I love the home dog with Miami at +4 here, Dusty.
All right. I'm just keeping track of these, throwing them in here. I'll go with, let's see. I've got 2 more favorites. I've got a dog, actually. You know who I'm going to go with on a dog? A little bit. It's a very slight road dog. But I'm going to go with Seattle here in Jacksonville against the Jags.
For Seattle, too.
You like Seattle, too? Okay. I know, look, Jacksonville just pulled off the win against Kansas City. Jacksonville's defense so far this year has been awesome creating turnovers. I think they've got 14 takeaways through the first five games of the season. Now, the one thing where Jacksonville can maybe be attacked a little bit, they allow almost 5 yards per carry. Opponents are averaging almost 5 yards per carry against Jacksonville. And Seattle can run the ball. Like, Seattle can run the football. So I think Seattle can control the ball well enough on the ground. And I was reading a couple of previews and and keep Trevor Lawrence off the field, but I don't even know if that's a bad thing. Like, Trevor Lawrence has been okay-ish so far this year. Had the good game against the Chiefs using his legs. I don't know if he's going to do that again. A little bit of a shorter week for Jacksonville. Could be a little bit of a letdown spot after this huge win against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I actually like Seattle. I mean, +1. I'm going to take them obviously on the money line to win this game, but +1 will be the pick that I'll take with Seattle. Why do you like Seattle, Huss?
Yeah, listen, for a bunch of those reasons that you just mentioned, I mean, I think they obviously lost a bit of a heartbreaker in an amazing offensive shootout between Darts and Baker Mayfield last week at the Link. I'm not that worried about the travel that coming on. I mean, I think they'll be in sort of an ornery mood after playing as well as they did, but not being able to stop Baker Mayfield. And listen, I mean, they ended up turning the football over and giving them that opportunity for a field goal. That was a hell of a football game. And here's the other thing. Like, Trevor Lawrence, like, at the end of the game, when they needed it, he made some big plays. Credit to him for doing it. And this isn't as much a sour grapes pick, but I will remind you of the turnovers that this team has had throughout the season. And let's face it, if Nick Bolton and McDuffie don't run into each other and take each other out, that was the easiest pick of the year. And I'm telling you right now, if that interception was completed at 14-0 for Kansas City, that game is over. So to me, Seattle comes in as a very live slight dog. I like them to win this game as well. And I think this is going to be maybe a little bit of a reality check for the Jags, who will be feeling pretty good about themselves, albeit and a short week as well, we should mention. So I'm on Seattle as well. While I'm at it, I'll fire off my next one. I like New England -3.5 against the Saints.
Ooh, that's exactly where I was going next too, buddy. Parlay's going to come together.
I mean, listen, the Saints got their win at home. Great for their fans. This is going to be a long season. And I think we saw on Sunday night that this Mike Vrabel-led Patriots team is different from the ones before. Drake May is coming into his own right now. I'll say this, the Patriots were really fortunate with the way that they put the ball on the carpet early on, that the Buffalo Bills were just as butterfingery early on. But man, he showed so much in that second half, the way they came. I think their defense is coming around. These teams are in different tiers right now. I don't mind that it's 3.5. I think New England could have a very, very fun day. Give me the Patriots -3.5 against the one-win New Orleans Saints.
Dusty, that's where you're going with your other pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw New England on my card too. And I'll throw it out here because just to add to what Huss said, like we've talked about the Saints, they're pesky, they hang around. Their 4 losses this year have all been by 5 points or more. Like it's not like they're losing games by 1 or 2 points. I think the momentum here that New England got last week is going to carry over. And I'd probably even bet it up a little bit higher. But yeah, I like New England -3.5. And then for my final pick of the week, we got a lock shop bowl. And I've been on the Lions the last 2 weeks with heavy favorites, different level of competition, obviously. But I can't get away from the Lions +2 when they're hanging 30-35 on everybody. It might be different against the Kansas City Chiefs.
It's 2.5 now.
But look, Detroit's been doing really well for me right now. So, and we know Kansas City, ups and downs, will be looking to bounce back, obviously, after having a game taken away from late against Jacksonville. But you give me the Lions +2 points in a game, I'm probably going to take that every time. Is it 2.5?
It's moved to 2.5.
Man, this has been better since I laid it out earlier this morning. This is great. All right, let's do it. I'll be on. I don't know. I feel I'm going to say this. I think Huss is going to stay away from this one. But Huss, what's your? No, are we going head to head on this? Yes, let's go.
The Kansas City Chiefs to get off the mat after last week and get to 3-3 at home against a great Detroit team. Listen, here's the thing with Detroit. Detroit could absolutely win this game. I mean, these are 2 awesome teams. Detroit is rolling right now, but this is going to be a game where, I mean, the Chiefs are selling out. I know Andy Reid's probably been working on the game plan for this game for a few weeks. And it is important to note that Detroit defense, particularly the secondary, is somewhat banged up. And now that Worthy's back in, I wish this game was week 7 and Rice was back in, because I know that this offense is going to look much like they took a huge step forward when Worthy gets in. When your number one playmaker on the offense comes back in, outside of Mahomes, of course, that would be a big difference. But, I mean, Pat threw for over 300 yards last week. It does concern me that they don't really have much of a running game right now, but that Mahomes, we know he's going to be up for the challenge. This is going to be a hell of a game. Biggest question for me is whether the Chiefs defense can not shut down, but at least keep that running game in check. I mean, between Gibbs and David Montgomery, I think this is going to be a great game, but I will take the Chiefs as my final play. There's no way we couldn't go head to head.
We had to go head to head on this. I thought maybe you'd stay away, but we had to. Yeah.
I figured it was going to be tough to get a consensus for a parlay with that game.
That one's not going to be on the slate.
So Dusty's got Rams -7, Cowboys -3, Seattle +1, New England -3.5, Detroit +2.5. Huss has got Cleveland +6, Miami +3.5, Seattle +1, New England -3.5, and Chiefs -2.5. Let's build a parlay. I think Seattle, New England go into the parlay. Two games you guys both have. Would you do Seattle money line, or would you?
Well, we might as well take Seattle money line. Hey, Huss?
Yeah, we may as well. I mean, like a half point doesn't really do anything.
I'm just looking at Hustler's other picks.
Yeah.
I don't know, Huss, if you like my Dallas play, but I like your Cleveland play. I don't mind Cleveland. I'd be okay throwing them in there.
Yeah, like why don't we get an extra half point and take it to have +6.5 for Cleveland?
+6.5 on Cleveland. Maddie, can you send that in?
Yeah, so Seattle money line, New England -3.5, Cleveland +6.5.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Huss, what do you think of that 14 in that Bengals game?
I mean,
did you consider it at all? Flacco's already beaten the Packers this year, now with the Cleveland defense, which makes a big difference. But
a massive difference. I mean, this could be the thing with the Packers.
14's huge.
14 is so big.
And Flacco has better weapons in Cincy than he did in Cleveland, for sure.
And he usually plays well in his first game.
That's what I said. This seems like the old storyline of Flacco. Like, oh, look at this. He kept him in it. They lost by 3 to the Packers or something.
The only thing that I've done for this game is use Green Bay as my survivor pick. The 14 is such a big number. It should be there. I mean, like we've all watched what has happened with the Bengals over these last few weeks. And I'm sort of with you. Like, I think Green Bay is going to score at will. So they could absolutely cover this number. But I'm actually looking forward to watching this game because you know what Zach Taylor's gonna throw up. All right, T. Higgins, Jamar, run as fast as you can, as far as you can. Joe, go back, and when you're about to get killed, launch it. And I mean, he does throw a great deep ball. I think we're gonna see a ton of them. So there is a chance I could see Cincinnati like actually scoring a few touchdowns and getting some good fantasy numbers from the receivers. I don't think they're going to win this game, but as much as it looked like one of the biggest blowouts around, I'm going to couch it for a week and just see how things look in Cincinnati, because there is a chance that maybe they look a little more legitimate with Joe Flacco in there. But this is not a team you can trust right now. Although from what we've seen with the Packers so far this year, at times, I'm not sure we can really trust Green Bay, especially to cover such a big number.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I was curious about. All right, Matty. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna. That's part of why I like. For me, if we're gonna build a touchdown parlay, I have a Jamar Chase touchdown. I would throw in there. You know, Joe Flacco's
not a bad idea.
Joe Flacco's gonna look at him.
Puka Nacua.
Nacua.
Let's put Puka Nacua in there. I think the Rams are gonna get 3-4 touchdowns.
And then Huss, what would you put in there?
Well, I like JSN. I like. You know what? Let's go to this Tampa game. And how about this? You know, I was talking with the fellas earlier. We were going around. As they say, JSN was a guy, but Egbuka.
He was my backup pick if somebody else took Nacua. I mean, he got 7 touchdowns already this year or something.
Every game. He scores every game.
Yeah.
And I mean, Evans is out, Godwin's out. You know, Baker's slinging it. Yeah. He loves this kid. The guy's doing it. All right, let's go Egbuka. We'll go 3 receivers on this one.
Perfect. I will get that over to Play Alberta, and we'll get both those up there in a little bit. Dusty, we'll let you go at this point. Is
Riders game still off the book?
No. So I've asked. It's going to be up right away here.
Okay.
Why
was it down?
I don't know, but I asked. They said PA said it will be up in a minute. So we'll be back up somewhere right away. So if anyone's on Play Alberta, just to refresh. I'm just freaking out
because I'm doing the game and I haven't seen anything that would make me see why that came down for a second. I'm like, what am I missing here? I've prepped for this game. I didn't see anything. So
you're talking about the game tonight.
Yeah, the game tonight. It was off the book this morning. I don't know what was going on there. So
I saw
well, Dusty,
double-digit spread.
Have a good call tonight. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, thanks, boys.
And
Farmers Elks tomorrow too. That should be a fun one.
Are you calling that one too?
Yeah, I'm coming back for that one tomorrow morning.
Wait.
But I mean, just quickly, I mean, can we just before you go, I mean, thoughts on that game? This is, I think the Bombers for most of the week have been like 3.5-point favorites.
Yeah, it's still sitting at that, I think.
Which is interesting to me because I kind of do expect this to be a close game. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Elks are 8-1 against the number in their last 9, I'm pretty sure. I bet them every week. And if the parlays have been going down, it hasn't been because the Elks have.
Yeah, they've done a pretty decent job covering. The Bombers, I thought the Bombers last time we saw them was the best they looked all season, though.
Oh, no.
That would concern me. That would concern me a little bit. Like, I'm a little bit worried about the 3.5. But it should be a good football game. Like, that would be a more competitive football game than the one I think I'm calling tonight for sure. So I look forward to it. I don't know. I could probably a stay away, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know. Put a gun to my head, I might take the Elks plus the 3.5 just because of the hook. But I don't know. Well, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to calling that one.
What's your favorite side this week in the CFL?
Like favorite, like we're talking from
like if you were making one spread pick in the CFL.
So we got Saskatchewan minus 10.5. It's up. Hamilton minus 3. Winnipeg minus 3.5. Montreal minus 13.5.
Oh man. Maybe the Hammer.
I like the Hammer.
Maybe Hamilton. Probably Hamilton, I think. What'd you say the Hamilton number was, Matty? 3.5?
3. Minus 3. Just straight up minus 3.
Yeah. Probably go Hamilton minus 3.
Oh.
What did the Argo Rider game open at?
Well, we were guessing earlier in the week it was 10.5. It was at 10.5. Like when Maddie and I did the lines on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
What's it at?
Yeah. It's 10.5 still. Like I think the Owls one is moved. I thought Riders opened up lower. Or did it open up 10.5?
No, that was
it was 10.
Remember,
I went
7.
Yeah, I went. Yeah,
it was 10.5.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, the only game that's really moved is Hamilton's gone from like a 2.5 point favorite to 3 right now. I'm really interested in that Ottawa game. In that, I mean, obviously we think Montreal is a better team, and this is a team that's done playing for their coaches, playing for jobs next year. I mean, it's one of those games where they could either just completely no-show the game, but if not, 14 points or 13.5 points is a big, big number. Certainly capable of maybe a backdoor. So I had a real tough time with that game. I think I might take the points and have the faith that Ottawa just shows up for the game. But Montreal's got to get it done. And of course, and it's a Thanksgiving Day game, right?
Montreal Monday,
yeah. Montreal historically has played a game at home on the Thanksgiving Monday. So we get another game, Ottawa, Montreal. Something nice to watch on that Monday. Dusty, I know you need to go and get ready for this game. So enjoy, and we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks, boys. See you later. Have a good long weekend.
Have a great call.
There's Dusty. Now it's just Huss and I. We'll shift a little bit to the Canadian Football League. But let's actually just get a little more into this Bombers Elks game. Like we outlined a path on the Hangout today where Calgary, BC, Winnipeg, and Edmonton are all tied at the end of the season.
No, do the Elks have to run the table?
In that scenario, yes, I think they do. Because BC, well, let me double check. I got to look at the CFL standings to do my math. Because of just the way the games are played and the way it goes out. Yeah, BC's at 18. So Edmonton would have to win out. For a 4-way tie, Edmonton would have to win out. It's very unlikely, but there was that potential. Although Edmonton, no matter what, it's difficult for them to get there. But beating the Bombers with the rest of the schedule the Bombers have, there's a little bit of a door open there for the Edmonton Elks. If they want to just take the tiebreaker tomorrow, they have to win by 14 or more, which is a tall task. But what do you make of this game? Of just how who are the Bombers kind of right now?
I'm hoping they're the team that beat the living daylights out of the Hamilton Tiger Cats and held them to only 3 points. I'll say this about the Bombers, and this is why I think, by the way, if you're looking at futures, the Bombers are criminally undervalued right now, which kind of makes no sense considering how I think you could make an argument, have been overvalued the last couple of years just with how successful they've been in getting there. But it's like Calgary and BC are around 5-1, and then Winnipeg's in and around 12 or 13. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me because the Bomber defense has evolved from being a huge issue early in the season to a unit that even when they were without Zach Collaros was, I think, playing well enough for them to win. I mean, you look at the Labor Day Classic, the Banjo Bowl, that game in Hamilton, the Bomber defense played well enough to win most times in CFL football, and the offense just wasn't there. Zach Collaros looked amazing in that game against Hamilton. The time off obviously did him well, and he came back and didn't miss a beat. So it was the best all-around performance we'd seen from Winnipeg all year long. Some people think it's just a blip. Hamilton was bad. I tend to think that this team is sort of coming together and playing their best football at the most important time of the year. This game itself really does make me nervous. And to be honest, I think any Bomber fan would just be happy if they could find a way to win because of what it means. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on this one, and I think just be a homer and take the 3.5, but more likely it's a money line play with something else for it. We don't know whether Nick Dembski is going to play.
Yeah, I saw that.
He had been expecting a child. And sometimes when that happens, guys will be away for a day or two and then they'll be back. But he's missed all 3 days of practice this week and was listed as doubtful. So certainly, hopefully everything's okay on that front. If they're missing Nick Dembski, though, that's a big, big hit. I mean, the one consistent thing that has been a part of the Blue Bomber offense all season long, Matty, has been Nick Dembski. And, listen, more important, obviously, to have Zach in, but it's a big, big loss if he's out there. But I got a lot of confidence in the special teams right now, the defense of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. But I'll tell you what, this is a tough task, and I know that this Edmonton Elks team is going to leave it all out there knowing that their playoff lives depend on finding a way to win on Saturday.
Well, yeah, and with Nick Dembski's just an Edmonton killer, too. The guy always seems to just perform against the Double E. And yeah, the Elks coming off the bye, a very impressive win against the Riders. Now, there is also, the unfortunate passing of their owner and Larry Thompson, so playing with heavy hearts, and that always plays a factor in those type of games. But now they're going up against the Bombers team, who when they had Trey Ford as their starting quarterback, like that was a close football game earlier in June. That ultimately the Bombers finished it off late in the fourth, but it was a close game. And now you had Cody, who had a much better Elks defense out there. This calls for a very, very close game. And I know if I'm a team like the Saskatchewan Roughriders, I'm wanting the Edmonton Elks to find a way to get this victory to a degree, because then if you're the Riders, you get the Bombers next week, and you're trying to do whatever you can to maybe either send the Bombers out east or keeping the playoffs. Because I do, as much as the Bombers have been up and down this season, I wouldn't want to see them in the playoffs because this team knows how to win and when it matters. Once it gets to November, Mike O'Shea, Zach Collaros, they'll find a way at the very least to find a way to get back to that Grey Cup game.
The irony of the CFL West right now is the team that probably feels the best about playing the Bombers is Calgary.
Yeah.
Saskatchewan obviously has beaten them twice already in close games, but we saw sort of the turnaround, the start of the defense really take that next step up. It is difficult to beat a team 3 times in a year, or potentially 4 times, depending on what happens next week when the Bombers play Saskatchewan. The Rider game is interesting to me. I mean, first of all, now that the Argos are down to their 3rd string quarterback, I don't know how much we can expect from them. The Riders, to be honest, have been pretty pedestrian as of late. They lost to the Elks. They put up 20 against Ottawa.
Lost to the Owls with MBT.
Yeah, it gave up 48 at home. Yeah. That was sort of surprising. Like, if this was Arbuckle I would say that this would be a game that, first and foremost, the line wouldn't be 10.5. But to me, this is a game that the Riders sort of have to make a statement, like, to themselves, to their fans, to the rest of the league. Like, hey, guess what? I know we've sort of sleptwalked through these last few games after the sweep of Winnipeg, but we're the best team in the West. We are the number 1 seed. We should be the favorite for the Grey Cup. And, the West goes through Mosaic Stadium, and they can basically take care of that with a win. So a big performance by that offense, a big number. I could see it. As I say, don't normally take those big favorites, but I think this is the spot for Saskatchewan to really flex on an Argos team that's destined for next year.
That first game tomorrow, Calgary-Hamilton, is going to be a fascinating one because the Stamps are reeling, and the Stamps need to really turn things around. They were easily just, you could throw out the best team in the Canadian Football League at the end of August, and then the Labor Day series came, and they started losing some defenders, and they can't get back on the track. They are just spiraling out right now. They need this win. And I know Hamilton got the big win last weekend, but it was against Jared Daggy and that offense. And the last time we saw him go up against the team that is, you would argue, more competitive, it was that Bombers game where they dominated 40-3. They go to a bye next week. They are still trying to get that east. Like Montreal gets, I think, Ottawa next 2 weeks before they get Winnipeg 10 to close out this season. I think we could sit there with Davis Alexander and look at Montreal's probably going to get those 2 victories. That's going to put you at 10 wins right now. Hamilton's at 10 wins right now. They really, this is a big game for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. One, for that East final berth automatically, but also two, I think for both teams to also send a statement that, no, this is who we are. You know, the Stamps are a tale of 2 seasons right now, the first half and the second half. The Ticats are a tale more like the Bombers. Don't know who you're going to get any given week. And yeah. I think for the Ticats in this one to really just solidify, no, we are the best in the East. That's going to be a fun game. I don't wanted to build a bit of a teaser parlay for the CFL this weekend. So when we look at Riders minus 10.5, would you go Argos plus 16.5? Or would you take this a different way?
I don't think so. I mean, I have no confidence that Toronto, going up against a really good Saskatchewan defense that I think is going to be very motivated to have a hell of a lot better performance than they did last time on home turf, step up. I mean, to me, I think we take the Riders down. We're doing a 6-point tease. So like Riders down to 4.5, I think is. Or we could touch on the total, but no, I think we'll do.
Well, we do both with those usually. So total, we could either take to under 56.5 or over 44.5, and I would go the over 44.5 because I think at the very least the Riders are scoring some points.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, just what happens if Toronto gets 3 points?
Okay.
You know, so that's why I put it this way. If we're choosing between the two, I think I'd lean to the Riders minus 4.5. But as they say, I mean, I could go on the other, because we do have a bunch of these other games to pop in if we want to do if we want to get all 4 games.
We'll do. Okay, so Riders minus 4.5. We'll just stick to the point spreads then. The Ticats minus 3, Stamps, 3. I don't mind taking the Stamps to a 9. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, I like Hamilton to win this game. Now, I don't really tease through 0. I mean, that's not normally something that we would do, but honestly, I think it's more likely that Hamilton would win a close one I think Calgary might. I mean, Calgary just hasn't looked very good. And if Hamilton's offense is anything like it was last week in Toronto, I mean, there is a scenario where they just, win by 18 or something like that. So, I mean, if we like Hamilton to win, I almost say we tease it through the number and take it to +3.
Elks Bombers minus 3.5 for the Bombers. That one is, I almost feel like with this one, it's the over-under.
Can you see the Bombers beating Edmonton in Edmonton by double digits? Like, to me, I get the Bombers.
They haven't had that blowout with Cody Fajardo as a quarterback, but maybe I'm still with the Elks of the past and feel like I could still see something like that. If Justin Rankin doesn't,
all they do is cover spreads.
That's true.
Even when they've lost, like that's the why I'm.
So you're saying Elks plus 9.5?
Yeah, I would say Elks plus 9.5. I mean, I don't want any part. Like as I say, taking the Bombers to plus 2.5 doesn't make any sense. I mean, the Elks are absolutely live to win this game. And here's the other thing: they will fight right till the end. Like, let's say the Bombers are up by 14 or 15 late in the game. they'll be playing right till the final buzzer to get points. So yeah, to me, I'd say let's attack another 6 points on the Elks to get that close to it. I don't see the Bombers winning by double digits. If they win, I think it's going to be a hard-fought game right down to the final buzzer.
Supersized Indiana Jones loves Elks plus 9.5. And then I would say Als minus 7.5.
Yeah. I mean, how can we trust Ottawa? I mean, against taking Ottawa to 19.5, it's a very, very big number.
But the thing is with the Als is I could actually see them winning by 21.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's the fear of that one. Like the Red Blacks are a team, what we've seen all year is they're going to give up points early, and then they try to make the comeback late. And can they get into closing it out and making it within 10? I think last weekend, they're fighting till the end. They keep it close against the Riders. But I think in this one, especially with the Als, they need a victory if they want the bye. If they want to make sure that they're home for the East Final as opposed to having to go through Hamilton, they need to take care of business in these next two ones, and I don't think they're going to mess around on Monday at home. I think they're going to get up big, and I don't think the Red Blacks are going to be able to come back. So I would do the Als minus 7.5. Yeah.
If we want to go with the spread, that's the play. I mean, the other possibility would be to take over 45.5. I mean, Davis Alexander's got to cook with this offense. They got to get really rolling. He's just been back for a couple games. But, I mean, they're part and parcel. I mean, to me, it's 6 of one, half a dozen to the other. This will be a game that Montreal, I think, looks to keep the foot on the gas, as it were. And I have no idea what to expect from Ottawa. I think they'll play hard for Bob Dice. He's a great leader. People love him. They're just not that good. And Drew Brown puts up some big numbers.
Well, he's out.
Back at the game. Oh, that's right.
He's out. It's Dustin Crum.
Montreal minus 7.5.
Okay. I'll get that up there as well. I do like this NHL. 14 games yesterday, none today, 16 tomorrow, 1 on Sunday.
I mean, I'm not too stressed about the fact. I would prefer if there was a game tonight. I like it. On in the year. Why do you think? I guess they say you could have some Canadian teams play on Fridays, but they always like the Saturday TV time slot. Yeah. So that's where they're going. And you know what? In the States right now, even in these hockey markets, I mean, high school football is massive. There's a lot going on. So you know what? We got Game 5 tonight. We got baseball. We got the Canadian Football League. There's a lot of other hockey playing right now. And then tomorrow's going to be just so much fun. I mean, we got a Game 5 in baseball. We're on the verge of the sports equinox when the NBA starts right away. But it is always fun to take, we have no hockey games to pick tonight, but to take a baseball game, take a football game, take a hockey game, and play
across the sports.
And play it that way. Just before we go, speaking of those Game 5s, how about the Tigers favorites in Seattle? You know why that is? Skubal is on the mound, arguably the best pitcher in baseball. Detroit minus 118, Seattle even money as a home dog in this one. And then the Brewers at minus 130 against the Cubs. That game's going to be tomorrow.
Who do you want if you're the Jays, or does it matter?
Oh, great question.
Because from an outside perspective, I don't think it matters. I think the Jays are too good for both these teams. They go to the World Series.
Yeah, I think Seattle's better than Detroit. The one thing, and again, this is great news that Skubal's pitching a Game 5. So if the Tigers actually win, you're not going to see him until, I guess he could technically go Game 3, which would be Wednesday. Eventually a third and a Game 7. But if it doesn't go to a 7, then you can really... I mean, he's the one guy that really concerns me. And he kind of feels like Crochet, where when he's starting, you just have to assume that you're probably not going to win. I think the Mariners lineup is definitely a more dangerous, lineup for the Blue Jays pitching staff. But I got to tell you, I'm feeling pretty good about those to win the AL props we got in the middle of summer right now, because I do think the Jays are 4 wins away from playing in the World Series.
I agree. And I was saying, here's a crazy storyline that we might get that I don't think anyone would have predicted a year and a half ago or whatever it is. Shohei Ohtani versus the Jays. And it's kind of a shame. I if the Dodgers hadn't won last year, you would have had Ohtani still going for that ring going up against the Jays, which would have made that storyline just slightly better. But the idea that the Jays are going up against Ohtani potentially and going, we didn't need you. Look at us. We got here. And taking away a World Series from Ohtani. It would be a very fascinating storyline. I don't know if anyone would care about it down south of the border. But for up here, that would be an interesting storyline.
It certainly would. The other thing, have we heard about Brian Wu? Like, is he going to be back for the ALCS? That's the one thing. It'll be really too bad for the Mariners if they actually go out without their number one pitcher. I'm not sure what his situation is. If he's had right pectoral inflammation. He was left off the roster. They had optimism that he'd recover, but they'd been bracing for the possibility they'd be without him for this. So yeah, I guess it's sort of a wait and see, but man, they would like to have him on the mound for a potential series. 15 wins, an ERA under 3 this year, 0.93 whip.
Yeah, it says one thing I'm reading right now on him is that if he is part of an ALCS roster, he wouldn't be a fully stretched out starting pitcher, but likely contribute in some capacity. So not a guy that you'd be looking at pulling long innings for you. Almost, a short starter or a guy out of the pen. That's what would happen. Haas, what's coming up on WST?
Well, lots of Jets talk. I mean, we're coming out of the home opener last night. Ken Weave's going to join us. We'll hear from Scott O'Neill, Kyle Connor, Jonathan Taves after his return to the NHL last night. What a scene that was. And Jeff Hamilton will come on, hit some of the top stories in the CFL, the Bombers. We'll talk a little NFL, some fantasy, and we'll crank out a marble race. And, of course, all ESTers are welcome. Still waiting for the first Edmonton winner. Had a few close calls. Maybe today will be the day. But unbelievable sports weekend coming up. To all of you lock shoppers, I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Fill your guts and spend plenty of time on the couch with multiple TVs because you need it at this time of year.
Are you a turkey guy? Do you love turkey?
Big time.
Yeah, okay.
Love
well,
it.
Some people, I know it's a polarizing one. Some people just don't like it, and other people do. So I was just curious.
Yeah, I never really knew that. I mean, I thought people, like as I say, there's some other things, you have around, hams, I guess, or whatever. But I've always been a big proponent of the Thanksgiving/Christmas dinner. You don't really get it any other time. So, and I mean, turkey sandwich, clubs, all that, always been on my training
It's
table.
not just great the day of. It's one of the most versatile, long stretching meals that you can have. Haas, have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We'll chat with you next week.
Take it easy, dude.
Haas, WST coming up. Go get in on those marble races. I got to remember to get in on those. It's been a while since I jumped in on those. They're a lot of fun to watch. Keep it locked to Edmonton Sports Talk, EST specials at Play Alberta. We'll put up that touchdown parlay for the NFL this weekend. We'll put up the parlay of the NFL this weekend, and then that CFL teaser we just built, Riders -4.5, Ticats +3, Elks +9.5, Riders -7.5. That will all be boosted. We got Jay's play of the day that will go up there. I will get the grandest parlay at some point today, as well as the silliest goose parlay. That will go up there, and if Hernan, Gager, and Zach, they're doing it. They're saying EST Afternoons Crazy Bet Part 2 is going to go up there, and then Jay and Matt's big play of the day. Lots coming up at Play Alberta, so keep it locked for that. We got Lock Shop. I got the Lock Shop coming up next. This was the Lock Shop. We got the Oil Stream coming up next. We got EST Afternoons. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. We've got the Elks Call on our audio streams. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock, Hello Hockey. Tomorrow at noon, it's the Pipeline Show. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, Green and Gold Kickoff Show. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock, the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tomorrow after the Elks game, post-game for Green and Gold. Tomorrow after the Oiler game, we got the GCL Diesel Oil Stream post-game show. So we got a lot for you covered. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to the Lock Shop right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Presented by Play Alberta on behalf of Huss, Dusty, I'm Matt, #Justice for the Lock Shop. Oil Stream coming up in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.